What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Abrazo Football Podcast. I'm Blaine. Got Brooks as per usual. You guys know the deal by now. And Brooks, today I feel like there's only one thing that needs to be discussed. Former Chelsea manager, former Inter manager, former Juventus manager, former Italy manager. Won at all four of those positions except for one. Antonio Conte, legendary manager, serial winner. Let's just start from the top. Why in the world, Brooks, would he go to Tottenham Hotspur? Because we're going to be talking about his meltdown, if you can't already tell. But the bigger question is, why did he even go there, Brooks? Why? Why? Can you give me your take? Why would he? Why would he do that?
I
He's at
mean,
Inter
it's
Milan.
yeah.
Just won the Scudetto. You want to go? Talk to me.
I mean, he had turned it down a number of times, right? It's he.
Well, yeah, they came for him like a few seasons before, and he was like, "I'm straight."
Yeah, no, I don't
You're
want
right.
this. I don't want this. I don't want this. And then suddenly he's like, fine. It's just one of those things. It's like relationships where you just give in at the end. You're just like, I'm too tired to say no anymore. That's kind
Sure.
of what I feel like. Maybe he wanted to. He kind of left in a funky way with Chelsea. I don't know. Maybe he just wanted to get a better, I don't know, respect to his name in England, but I don't know why he went there. I don't know. I don't know why you would go when you have that stature, when you've won all of that with, these top tier clubs. Why would you go to Tottenham, especially when you've done Chelsea already? Not even the league or the country, but the same city. Like it's just up the street, to
Sure.
one of the most laughing stock teams in world football.
Bro, yeah, I like it. Here's the thing. I know we talked about this like a few weeks ago, or maybe a year ago, when Mikel Arteta. It must have been a few years ago when Mikel Arteta took the job at Arsenal, leaving Man City. I asked the same question. I said, "Why would you leave Man City and go to Arsenal?" You were like, people like to bet on themselves. Everybody wants to be the man. And then, fast forward there's 10 games left in the season. Mikel Arteta looks like he's about to win the Premier League with
Yeah,
Arsenal.
but real quick, not only that, Mikel Arteta has an enormous amount of love for this club too. So I mean, Pep came out and said it a couple weeks ago. He's like, "Yo, he would celebrate against every single team he scored against except for one, and that's Arsenal." So he obviously, he captained the club, he played there, he loves the club.
Yeah.
So that was another reason to go there. But anyway, sorry, keep going.
No, that's
What?
fair. That's fair. He has a history with the club. Also, another thing I might bring to your attention, it's he didn't go to I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. To me, I'm like, okay, you go to Arsenal. Like in my mind, I'm like, you're never going to win the Premier League,
You
but you
thought
might win
that?
it with Mikel Arteta.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I didn't. I never thought he would be in this position. I'm not. I'll own that. When he left City, I was like, the best case scenario, you might win a Europa League, you might win an FA Cup, you might win a Carabao Cup. I say all that to say you would at least be a winner. So that's a good takeaway that I'm saying is like you could
Yeah,
go
yeah.
there. You might not win the biggest trophies, but you will still win trophies. So it's like at the end of your tenure at the club, it wouldn't be considered a failure because you
Yeah.
walked away having won something. You left your you contributed as a player, now you've contributed as a manager, and he's already achieved those things. Like didn't he win the FA Cup?
Year
And
one.
yeah,
Yeah.
so like he's already done better. I hate to say it. He's already done better than any Tottenham manager for as long as, I can remember in his
Yeah.
first year. So I mean, all that to say and then anyway, the point being is I don't get why Antonio Conte would have ever taken this job. But anyway, so fast forward to yesterday or rewind to yesterday. They're playing against was it Southampton? They're playing Southampton. They're up 2-1, 3-1,
Three
and
to
then
one.
South
Yeah.
and then Southampton comes back and draws the game, and the man has a meltdown in the presser afterwards. And says some pretty. I mean, we're not going to give all the quotes, but essentially what he said is he said the players don't really want it, and management and like ownership doesn't really want it, and like I'm not to blame. Everybody else is to blame.
Right.
This has been the way the Spurs have been for so long. It's time that you like they look at themselves and figure out what they want to do, because essentially saying this ain't it. And now everybody in the media is like, okay, like, is he trying to get himself fired? Well, he's out of a job in the summer anyway. His contract ends in what, June 30th or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
So people are like, well, he's trying to get himself fired. And I mean, I want your take. Like, why? I mean, he melted down. He had meltdowns like this at Chelsea. He has meltdowns everywhere he goes if he doesn't have his
Yeah.
way. But it's never been quite this bad where he's like going at the owners and the management and like just the culture in its entirety. So like, what's your take? Is he trying to get fired? Is he just fed up? Sure, certainly he should have seen this coming,
Yeah.
but
I mean, I think it's a few things. I think that like he's probably mad at himself a little bit because he was like, "Man, I said no to this. I knew I shouldn't have said yes to this, and here I am in this position where Jose Mourinho told me I'd be, or where I knew I'd be, or whatever." Second of all, I think that yeah, I mean, he has had a tough year. You know, he's had some deaths close to him. He's had some personal like health issues as well, so he's had kind of a
yeah,
rough year.
yeah,
Um, and I think that it's just I don't think that it would be odd to me if he's trying to get fired when his contract is just going to run up anyway. Like he's not going to stay. So I just think that he's like, okay, like this is I can finally come out, and I mean they're not going to fire me with 10 games left. Like I can say exactly what I want and how I feel right now and how I've been feeling for the last little bit. So let them have it. And he's got a point, but he's kind of like he's like Jose Mourinho with no tact. Jose Mourinho can get away with saying this type of things, and it makes you kind of think like oh interesting. Like let me think like tell me more. This guy was like, first of all, I think that he's right, but the way that he came out and said it was just like so accusatory that I would imagine, and from what I'm hearing, like the dressing room is kind of in shambles because of it. Nobody wants to be told that, especially these high profile players who are always taken care of and told how great they are, whatever.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, it's he's not wrong to be honest, but it was weird that he just took himself out of it. Like he was like, the board has been like this forever, the owners have been like this forever, the players have been like this forever. I wonder I want to know who. Like, if you're gonna come out and say this, give us specific. Give me names and numbers. Is it literally everyone, or is it are there 5 or 6 players? Because they've done a clean out somewhat since he's been there. Like, there's quite a few new players in the last year or two. Since you look at like Jose Mourinho versus what he has right now to Antonio Conte. So I don't really know if it's. Yeah, I mean, it could be a cultural thing at the club, but like it was the same at Arsenal. Look at what Mikel Arteta's done in just a couple of years. Like you can't be afraid to clear out the squad completely.
yeah.
I don't know.
So I think what he was getting at, he was just saying like, so we have cleaned the squad out for the most part and got some
Yeah,
good players in. You've got a bona fide winner in Ivan Perisic. The guy's a baller,
yeah,
son's a baller. I mean, you got to call a spade a spade. Harry Kane is also a baller. Like you
yeah,
can't. There's no two ways. The guy
yeah,
gets his. He's a baller. But I think what he's saying is like, Jose Mourinho came here. He's a winner. He's won everywhere he goes. He couldn't win here. Mauricio Pochettino came here. Couldn't win. Is he a winner? Is he not a winner? I don't know. I
nah.
mean, I'm not really,
I'm
it
Argentine, and
doesn't
I'm saying
it
no.
doesn't seem to me that he's a winner. But team, but management before that have come through and
Mhm.
they've been winners. They've had good teams. Like they've always had good teams. Like Jermaine Defoe was there. What's that tall guy's name that used to lead the line?
Peter Crouch.
Peter Crouch used to be there. My man Clint Dempsey, US, like I mean he wasn't a ball, but like I know like growing up, like there were players that played for Spurs that I
Yeah,
admired. Like there were
yeah. I mean,
points.
Luka
I mean,
Modric was there. Gareth Bale was
Luca,
there.
Gareth Bale, yeah. Like I'm wearing, like I still buy. Like I mean, I like the logo. Like I don't like the Spurs, but like they're not like objectively Spurs could be a good team. They could be. They have a beautiful stadium. They're in
Yeah,
London. They have access to some of the best players in the world. But for whatever reason, they just cannot win at any cost. So I
Yeah.
think his point was like, yo, it's like you can't say it's the manager because like we all of us managers have been successful other places,
Yeah. Okay.
except we come here and it's like we come here and die. And like
Yeah.
but as far as the players, like I'm with you. I'm like I don't know which players. Like I mean,
Yeah.
admittedly, that's not a good look to lose to Southampton when you're up 3-1. Like I don't know how that happened because that's a good team. Like that's like they're competing for top four. Like objectively, they
Yeah.
are a
Yeah.
good team. But I mean, but last thing I'll say is also this: they fired Jose Mourinho right before a cup final
Yeah.
when they had an opportunity to win a trophy. For better or for worse, they chose to fire him and they went on to lose that cup final because
Yeah.
they put like the kid in charge, right? So it all like you see that and you almost think, Brooks, they aren't serious people. These people aren't serious people. They're not serious. Like no serious person, like Daniel Levy, if he's a serious person, no matter how you feel about Jose Mourinho, okay, he got us to a club or a cup final. Let him see it through. We can at least get this Carabao Cup, and like the banter will die down for the next 18 months if we can at least get a Carabao Cup.
Yeah.
I mean, do you disagree?
No, I definitely agree, but I think like I think that you've hit the nail on the head as far as a name is concerned because I think it's Daniel Levy because you look at who they've brought in and like you said they're not a bad team. Like they've been top four for quite a while. They've been the best team in London aside from Chelsea, I guess, for quite a while. Like they've even been better than Arsenal the last few years. So I almost do think it's the culture. Would you say?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like they're perpetually stuck in limbo. It's like Chelsea's in 10th right now.
But
Anybody with
that's
a
a
bank
one-off.
account. Yeah, like anyone would take a bet. Chelsea will win a trophy before Spurs
Yeah, yeah.
for a
Probably
long
this
time.
year. Could
Probably
be
this
this.
year. Yeah, Arsenal was in the dumps not too long ago, and Tottenham were in European finals, and
Yeah,
having runs at the Premier League until Leicester knocked them off in 15-16 or whenever that was.
yeah,
But still, anybody would say even when Arsenal like had the Euro drought, anyone would say I still would put money on Arsenal winning a trophy, even when they were like down bad, 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 like bad, like Unai
yeah,
Emery bad.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And
we will back Arsenal before we ever back the Spurs.
absolutely, well,
That's just
yeah,
how
and
bad it
yeah.
is.
And being an Arsenal fan, I think that there are somewhat. I mean, there's a little bit of similarities, but I think that one of the things that happened was like finally some sort of switch flipped in Antonio in Stan
Okay.
Kroenke.
Oh, the owner. Got you. Yeah.
Yeah, where he was like, okay, all right. Like, I don't know if it was Arteta that made him do this or what, but he not only did he say, okay, yeah, like get rid, like I trust you fully to, do the clear out that you have to do. But I think that what he also said was like, okay, we need some sort of, I need to invest my time and money into this club now. Because for a long time, Arsenal fans were super upset about what he was doing with his money. Like, I don't know how true these accusations were, but the accusations are that he was taking money from Arsenal, putting it into the
Yeah.
Rams. Whatever you say, like, he
It,
wasn't putting money into Arsenal, for at least much money into Arsenal. So finally, it seems like he's taking it seriously, and that trickles down. So I think that what these Antonio Conte remarks have maybe brought to the public eye is that we've all known that Daniel Levy, I don't know, probably isn't the greatest owner, but I think that we've just kind of put a spotlight on it more because he's made a point. All like you said, all these managers, these good managers have come. They've not been able to get results. They've done somewhat of a clear out. They've still not been able to do results. Who's the one left standing? Is Daniel Levy. Like that's the
it's
common denominator in all of
exactly.
this.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, I mean, the guy, they say that he's like tough to bargain with and whatever. Like, oh, he wouldn't let Harry Kane go, but dude, like, you could have got 100 million plus for Harry Kane a couple years ago. What are you going to get for him now? He's about to be 30. He's going to leave on a free. What's the future of Tottenham at this point? Because Conte's gone. Who are you going to get to go there?
Yeah, so let me give you my theory on that. So I was
Okay.
thinking about this. So you're Daniel Levy, you suck the most. Coach is gonna leave. Harry Kane has 2 years left on his contract, right? Contract ends summer of 2024. So this summer has to be the summer for Harry Kane to go. He didn't let him go last summer. The only place for Harry Kane to go. Well, let's okay, Harry Kane, I mean, he's a safe guy, right? He's a safe guy. He probably doesn't want to leave the Premier League. He probably doesn't want to go to Bayern Munich. If he was smart, he would stay the heck away from Paris
And Barcelona.
and Barcelona. And let's be honest, Madrid, they don't need him. They're going to get Kylian Mbappe.
Yeah, I mean, that would be if he is leaving England. That sounds like, aside from Bayern Munich, I think that it kind of has Madrid on him right now. It's because they obviously didn't sign any other strikers because they thought for sure that Mbappe was coming. But
Yep.
yeah, that would be, to me, that would kind of make sense. That and Munich, but I don't think he's going to Germany.
Yeah, and I personally, I mean, if I'm Real Madrid, yeah, if I could get him like for like 50 mil, 60 mil, sure,
Yeah,
take him this summer. But also, I mean, the way things are looking in Paris,
yeah, Kylian's
your
coming
Florentino,
soon.
Kylian's coming soon. So it's like, will we rather spend money on this older guy or get, the guy, like the man,
Yeah,
where, it's Madrid. They're gonna get Mbappe. Let's just be
yeah,
honest with ourselves. So
yeah.
now
He's
you're
young.
Harry.
It's Madrid.
It's
There's
Madrid.
time. Yeah, he's
He's
gonna go.
he's a
Yeah,
superstar. He's a Galactico. Harry Kane.
yeah.
He's good, but he's
No,
not
he's
Kylian
not.
Mbappe.
Yeah,
He's not like, I mean, I don't want to disparage the man. I like Harry Kane somewhat. But all I'm gonna say is, okay, so you're Daniel Levy and you're like, okay, they say you're shrewd. You're like, okay,
yeah. They say.
they say, okay, it's like he's not gonna go to Chelsea. I know that. And Chelsea, he wouldn't do that. He's not gonna go to Arsenal. We know that. Okay. Man City doesn't need him. Liverpool doesn't need him. The only club that he can go to is Man U. So Daniel Levy could say, you know what? I'm not selling you. I'm going to make you end your contract in 2024. So now Man U is forced to go buy a striker. And let's say Real Madrid or whoever else is forced to buy a striker. So Harry Kane stays at Spurs one more season to run his contract down. Now it's the summer of 2024, and all of the big clubs have purchased a striker. So now where does Harry Kane go?
Signs with Tottenham again.
Yo, that's like, I was thinking about it, that's like, this man is a dog. He's doing him so bad because that's his only option. He's going to be like, yo, bro, like, all right, your contract's up. You're free to go. It's like, where are you going to go?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm obviously
Nowhere.
not. I've talked about my dislike, not as a person, but just like on the field for Harry Kane. Obviously, Arsenal fan. I don't. He is great. Though I'm not. You can't deny that. But I do feel bad for him.
Yeah.
It's like he had the chance to go and be in the position that Erling Haaland is in right now. Granted, he's not going to be scoring as many goals, but this dude still. Imagine Harry Kane in a team that can actually compete. That's run by Pep, that can get him. Harry Kane is almost. I mean, for Harry Kane and the way that he, it's like he's too old to be dropping back as much as he is,
Bro, he's in
creating
the
play
penalty
from.
box
It's
7 times a
too
game.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, if he was at a Man City or. I don't know if he left this season, it would have been so good for him. But yeah, I feel like you're totally right. All of the cards where they're going to fall in the future by the time his contract runs out, it's not in his favor, and it's really sad. And Daniel Levy's going to get his way, and I don't know. It's sad. I hope that he does leave. I hope that some team comes for him, and Spurs just like, fine, like let's just do this. I would wonder. Do you remember when they came for Gareth Bale? He wasn't out of contract because they paid for him. They paid like 90 mil for him, right? 10 years ago, or whatever, more than 10 years ago. So would it be just stupid money that would force his hand, or is he just not going to let him go?
It would be stupid money. The only problem is in the market to spend stupid money. Why would you buy Harry Kane?
Yeah.
Like you go buy Victor Osimhen. You buy the other guy, the other guy that's scoring, like who's at number 7 at Napoli, or any other, like anyone else that's not like
Mbappe or Holland.
Mbappe or Holland, or I mean, I feel like
Yeah.
Ivan Toney, would
Yeah.
be a better bang for your buck if he doesn't get banned from the Premier League for whatever bets he was doing on the side.
Yeah.
You know, it's there's I feel like, yeah, just for the money that they want for Harry Kane, you could do so much more and so much
Yeah.
better. And that's no slight to Harry Kane. It's just we're just talking,
It's just the position he's
age and
in.
stats. Yeah, exactly. So,
Also, if you were to buy an Mbappe or a Holland or an Osimhen, like let's say they do have a good successful 3 years of the club, you could still sell them. They're so
it,
young that you could
mhm.
still, you wouldn't be really that down that bad, So yeah, I think you're right. He's just not, as far as purchases go at this point in his career and where things are lining up currently. Yeah, he just wouldn't be the smartest buy for any of these teams, unless for like this is the only other scenario I could see, which I don't see it happening. But we all know that Mbappe wants a true and proper number 9 to play off of. He doesn't want to be
Mhm.
that central striker. Um, Maybe that's what happens. I mean, I don't
But
see it happening, but maybe that would work. I don't know.
at
That's
PSG,
yeah.
if he stays at PSG,
If he stays, yeah.
yeah,
Also, we all know that he wants Rashford to come if he is going to stay at PSG. So
bro, that would be hard. That would be hard.
yeah,
Rashford's not going to PSG though. That
yeah.
the opportunity was last summer when he was out of form, but now,
Yeah, yeah, no, they're not
like,
letting him go.
yeah,
Nice, it's insane. He's so good right now.
yeah, the window closed. Football's
Yeah,
such a weird
yeah,
sport.
it is.
All right, man. Well, okay, let's end on this then. Let's do this. I want to get two predictions out of you, Mr. Guerrero. I want you
Okay.
to tell me one, will Antonio Conte be the Spurs manager after the international break? So come April 1st, will he be leading the team to the end of the season? That's first. Second, where will Harry Kane be playing come match day 1 of 2023-2024 season?
I think that he will still be here after the international break. I think that I don't believe that Tottenham is that bad at business to fire a man who's out of contract in a couple months. Nor, and I also don't think that Daniel Levy's that. I don't think that they have that much self worth either to be like, look, this was pretty disparaging comments you've made about us. You're out of here. Like, they don't
Uh,
value themselves enough to be like, leave. So yeah, I still think he'll be Tottenham manager at the end of all this, until the end of the season. Harry Kane, I want to put it out there in the universe. I want to hope that he's not at Tottenham for his sake. This time, when match week 1 kicks off for 23-24. I hope that he leaves England. I think that I think it would be kind of cool for a really, it's not going to happen, but a really, really well established, England captain. We talk about all these people that go to, not all these people, but quite a few people who leave England and go to Italy, for example. You've got Tammy Abraham in Rome. You've got a couple of your Chelsea boys who've gone to Milan.
mhm.
So I think that I would like to see him. I would like to see him step out of the country and do something else somewhere else. But I think that he's still going to, unfortunately. I think he's going to be in the Premier League. I don't know where he'll be though. I want to say that he's out of Tottenham, but I kind of something makes me think that he's going to stay this season too. I think Pochettino's going to come back and he's going to ask him to stay, and he's going to stay probably to the end of his, at least sign a new contract. I don't think he's leaving Tottenham.
Okay.
What about you?
Uh, yeah, I think Conte stays. He's out of contract. There's no like Spurs can't win any trophies this season, right? I'm pretty
No.
sure they're done for.
Uh,
So
yeah, they're not winning the league.
yeah, they're not winning anything this season. They might get top 4. Like, why? Like, you paid the man to do the job. Just let him do his job until his contract's over.
Yeah.
So I think he's gonna stay. You know, and then as far as Mr. Kane, he's also going to stay. The only
Yeah.
reason I think this is one, because Daniel Levy's a jerk, and I don't think he's going to sell him. He's going to price him out, so he's going to stay and ride out his contract. Two, I don't think Harry Kane would leave the Premier League. Right now, he's third on the
Yeah, he's
all-time
not.
scorers with 204 goals. Alan Shearer has 260. Two more
Yeah.
seasons in the Prem, he could easily, 25 goals a season. If he could do that, that puts him, well, I guess at 25, that would still put him at 254. So he needs to stay in the Premier League for another 3 seasons to probably beat that record. And I mean,
Yeah, I think he's staying the rest of his career. I would like to see, I don't know, him
it's
somewhere
somewhere else.
else.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, yo, listen, like if you want it, yeah. There's just nowhere for. I don't think there's anywhere for him to go. Like if he wanted to grow up here and become a man, if he wanted to man up, he could come to Chelsea if he wanted to.
I mean, he could come to Chelsea. He could come to Arsenal. Really, I mean,
He could. If
he
he wanted
started
to be a
his youth
winner.
career there.
Did he really? I didn't know that.
He was, yeah. Arsenal cut him. I mean,
Dang.
somebody fact check me, but Arsenal cut him. Tottenham picked him up, and he's never looked back. Obviously, he's not going to go to Arsenal, but I think that, I mean, at this point, when you've been so wronged by Daniel Levy, go anywhere, bro. Go to Arsenal. Go to Chelsea.
Bro,
Stay in London.
I if
This
I
is
was him, I'd go to Arsenal for sure. Like if that wasn't if I wasn't being priced out and Daniel Levy was like, I'm making you stay and you can't leave until next summer, and if Mikel Arteta would have me and Arsenal was still doing big things, yeah, I'm sliding in.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
sliding
absolutely. I'm
in
with you.
without any hesitation. Like so you can break the record with Arsenal and you might just win a Premier League. You're definitely gonna win a cup somewhere along the line in the
Yeah.
next 3 seasons. So that's like a foregone
Um,
conclusion.
yeah, no, I mean, and just to verify, yeah, he started his youth career with the Ridgeway Rovers, who I don't even, and then he went to Arsenal, then he went back to Ridgeway Rovers, then Watford, then Tottenham from '04 to
Hmm.
'09. So yeah, yeah, it was a former Arsenal kid, so that's also what could have been for us, but yeah, it doesn't matter. I think he should go back to Arsenal. I think that would be a big stick it to the man if if he really, he's not going to. He's probably too good of a guy to do that, but it's his right to.
Bro. Bro, I'm
He's
looking
been
at him.
wronged
He's
by
right
this
there.
man.
He's wearing that O2 jersey, the Dreamcast in the O2 jersey. There he is.
Crazy.
That's nuts. All right, man. Well, I think we've said our piece then
Cool.
on the Spurs being Spurs and Conte, Levy, Kane. We'll see how it all shakes out. But we just want to say thank you guys. Let us know how you feel. Get down in the comments below. Tell us. Is Kane gonna stay at Spurs? Is Conte out? Are they? Was Conte right? Did he make some valid points, or is he out of pocket? Let us know. Peace.